Is Louis R. Avallone. He joins Stephen Parr nightly here on Keel from 6 till 7 for American Ground Radio. Hey, Mr. Lewis, welcome back to Keel. How you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Okay, so you've got some stuff, and Erin's got some stuff, and she's been talking to City Hall trying to get some answers and get their version of the story. Why don't you two start and tell everybody what the story is?
Well, you broke it last night on American Ground Radio regarding the mayor and his transportation. What have you dug up? What is going on?
Well, basically, the city ordinance allows the mayor of Shreveport to receive a vehicle allowance of $450 per month. It's payable to the mayor in equal installments of $450 per month. So in other words, you can't write a lump sum check to the mayor for his vehicle allowance for the year, which is what Mayor Perkins has requested or has required the Shreveport City Finance Department to do.
Who told you
And
that? How do we
this
know?
also-
Pardon me, how do we know?
Well, I can tell you that it's a very reliable source. I actually became aware of this at the state level before my City Hall information was made available to me, but it is very reliable.
Have you and Erin, pardon me again, have you and Erin compared sources on this? Because I know that she sort of had the same story about, what was it, a week or 10 days ago, and you wanted to run a little background and stuff like that. Have you compared those, and are you at ease?
Well, I've confirmed the mayor got $5,400. I've confirmed that with his office. He was paid $5,400.
Which is exactly what Lewis just said.
Yes.
Okay, Please continue. Thanks.
So nevertheless, the ordinance, as it reads from the city, is basically the mayor shall receive an annual car allowance of $5,400. However, in lieu thereof, the city, and this is directly from the ordinance, in lieu thereof, the city may furnish to the mayor a suitable automobile. Now, the city did, in fact, furnish to the mayor a suitable automobile, and that was in the form of a 2015 Dodge Voyager that had actually been purchased under Mayor Tyler's administration. So that vehicle was made available to him all of last year. The mayor did not request the $450 monthly car allowance.
In other words, it's an option for the mayor. I can take the city car, or you can give me the allowance on a monthly basis.
Certainly.
Okay.
And he can, in fact, spend that $450 monthly allowance on any vehicle that he wants. In this instance, apparently he bought a new Tesla.
But you just said he wasn't taking, pardon me again, you said just a second, he wasn't taking the $450 a month, right?
He wasn't taking the $450 a month. However, this January, last month, he went to the finance department of the city of Shreveport and said, hey, I never collected the $450 monthly car allowance that I was entitled to under the city ordinance last year. So I need you to include that in my payroll check, and that is, in fact, what happened, including they also have made payment to him of $450 for the January 2020 monthly car allowance. So basically, he had a vehicle.
Okay, so
and
just to clarify, pardon me again, Louis, just to clarify, Mayor Perkins was, for the last year, to the best of your and Aaron, he was using the 2015...
we got to clear that up because that's not what the mayor's office says.
Okay, go ahead.
The mayor's office sent me a statement, Louis, that says, quote, there was not a car assigned exclusively to the mayor. There was a car purchased in 2015 for then Mayor Ollie Tyler, and members of the executive staff continued to utilize that vehicle for routine city business. Do you have records from the city showing it was assigned to the mayor, or that it was for his use and it wasn't used for his executive staff?
No, we have submitted a public records request with respect to that, so we don't have that currently. However, I direct everyone back to the ordinance. The ordinance does not allow the mayor to be compensated in a lump sum amount for 1 year of a car allowance. It is only allowing him to collect $450 per month. And for a lot of folks, that may just be a matter of semantics. But again, according to the information that we have, this Dodge Voyager that was used by the prior mayor was made available and, in fact, was logged out to Mayor Perkins all of last year.
You have that log? Have you seen that log? Do we know?
I have not seen that log, but certainly we have made a public records request with respect to that.
And could it be as simple as he didn't realize he needs to get a monthly check, and he thought that was automatic, and when he realized they hadn't been paying him, he went and said, "Hey, I hadn't been getting this money. You need to pay me back."
Well, certainly that may be the case, but the ordinance does not allow the city to pay him back. It is prospective, not retrospective.
Does the way that it is structured, does it allow the mayor to take the executive vehicle, if you will, and farm it out to people on his staff? Is that part of the deal? Here, this is my car. Y'all can use it, and then I want the $450 a month. Does that sound right to you?
Well, sure. The mayor may have his own personal vehicle. The mayor may wish to put his own gas and put his own oil and change the tires on his own personal vehicle as a contribution to the city. I mean, that certainly is possible as well, and he could make the Dodge Voyager 2015 that Mayor Tyler was using available to other city employees. That's certainly true. But again, it goes back to a reading of the ordinance, and the ordinance does not stipulate that the mayor may retroactively collect that, nor does it permit a lump sum payment. It's something that the mayor, on his own warrant, as the ordinance states, on his own request or order, can obtain the $450 monthly car allowance, but it does not allow you to go back and grab that. And again, many people may say that's just not such a big deal, but again, this is the mayor. This is the chief executive officer of our city. He ought to set a better example. Is
there some kind of conflict? Have you heard within the halls of City Hall about the mayor going back and wanting this money? Was there any pushback from anyone in City Hall, in his administration, in his finance department about that rule? Did anybody say, have either of you heard, Mr. Mayor, we're not sure you can do this? Have either of you heard that?
Oh, I have.
Heard that.
Yes, I've heard that someone in the finance department cautioned him that, well, you have a car assigned to you. Now, I don't know that for certain. I'm waiting to see if they're going to go on the record.
See, that was kind of my question a while ago. Mr. Mayor, we can't give you this money. You have a car assigned to you. Mm-hmm. And is his explanation, well, I'm not the one using the car.
I don't know.
Well, the fact that you lend it out doesn't necessarily mean you get another one. You know what that would be my question.
Sure. And of course, we've seen this before, too, in the finance department when Mayor Perkins ordered a check to be written against the city council vote, ordered a check to be written to Rodrell Sykes with regards to the insurance. You know, we don't know if there was any pushback there, but the finance department seems to be doing whatever Mayor Perkins is asking them.
So
where do you buy a Tesla in Shreveport, by the way? Was this a car he bought out of town? That wouldn't look good either.
That's a good question. No, it doesn't.
I think your mayor of your city should buy a car in your town.
Is that the vehicle he purchased?
He bought a Tesla. Yeah.
Okay. That's the first time you mentioned it in this interview.
No, Lewis said it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lewis. I missed that.
But I was curious about that because I don't know if do we have a Tesla dealership? Perhaps we do, and I don't know about it.
There may be a dealership here in town that can get you one. Certainly,
that could be.
It's about $100,000 vehicle.
That's a nice ride. Maybe he'll let us ride in it with him.
So what are you both looking for?
Me?
Well, I mean,
go ahead, Lewis.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, no, I was just going to say, I'd like to know exactly where he's drawing the legal basis for retroactively collecting a car allowance while at the same time being assigned a city vehicle.
And you used the word yesterday on your show that if this car was assigned to him and then he got a lump sum payment, you used the words double dipping.
It is.
At what point is that an illegal act, if it is?
Well, I think in and of itself, just doing both or collecting a $5,400 lump sum payment is a violation of the city law. And so, yes, it is double dipping. It's double dealing the citizens of Shreveport, because the ordinance is protecting the city of Shreveport and the citizens of Shreveport against paying for a city-owned vehicle to be used by the mayor, assigned to the mayor, and at the same time paying for a car allowance for a vehicle that's not owned by the city.
So, Aaron, what are you looking for in wrapping? Pardon me, Lewis. We got to hit the clock here.
Go ahead.
Who was this car assigned to? Who all drove it? Who used it? If the mayor didn't use it, who did?
Okay, and you've asked the city for all that info, and in fact, we'll cover those emails again just after 7 o'clock.
Thank
you, Lewis.